Live button. There we go. Hello everyone, welcome to Trackside with Tom. My name is Tom Hogan. I'm the owner and operator of Steel Highway Railcams, and I have on with me here tonight Mr. Patrick Shea. Patrick, if you want to say hello to everyone.
Hi everyone.
Patrick is, of course, joining us from Iowa City as he is now done with classes for the semester. Is that right, Patrick?
That is correct.
Are you taking any summer classes, or are you just chilling out for the summer?
I'm just chilling out.
Yeah? So, we actually have our very first highlight of the night as a train that just showed up at Munger as we were getting ready to go on the air. So, let's go ahead and get this guy rolling. This is a northbound Limestone Train. And he does in fact have an IC SD40 leading. The 6251, is that what it is?
Yes, it is.
And then he had an IC third out. It looked like he might have had a DMIR engine in the middle.
Yes, so that would be 6251, then Missabe 405, and IC 6253. But the 53 is in CN paint, obviously.
Yeah. So, little shorty Limestone Train here, but good way to start off the program.
Yeah. So word on the street is actually the Dash 8s on the Limestone trains are going to be replaced pretty soon by these new rebuilds.
Oh.
The Limestone trains, and then also the Thunderbird trains, which don't pass the webcam, but they're still pretty interesting in their own right.
Well, I actually have another highlight from Munger right here that we are going to go ahead and share. Apparently they ran back-to-back northbounds up the Missabe sub.
Oh, they do that pretty often.
Yeah.
There's also a train at Carson's right now, so that should be passing within the next 10 minutes.
Oh, a southbound? Yeah.
No, northbound.
Oh, northbound. Okay. So, I don't know who we've got on here with information, but if you happen to know what the symbol is for this northbound train, go ahead and throw it in the comments. Let's see who we've got here. We've got Dr. Sammy Munchkin. Hello. Good to see you. Barry in Butler Junction, John Bulio, Santa Fe Man, Anthony Venti, M. Murphy, Buddy Burton. He sent me a timestamp too that we'll try to look up a little bit later. M. Helium, Jeeper Preacher, Patrick Shea doing double duty in the chat and on the live stream with me. And Riveted Railfan, Dave Kroger, Joseph Lewis, NCC 1701 Chris. That he loves the channel. Well, that's fantastic. Thank you. Chicago Bears fan Daniel Swanson, Lodestone. Good to see you there, Henry. HO Scale, Rocky Run. And the Hawkeye Rail fan tuning in from Davenport, I believe. Oh, we have DPUs here. All right, we got a mid-train DPU.
This will be M347.
Yeah, I was just observing the
vast amount of empty center beams.
Yes.
Yep,
yes.
That's the classic M347 look.
Couple of timestamps in chat at Manly. All right. Well, that's good to know, yeah. 17:58:20 at Port Byron. That would be the K73 local going by Port Byron. We'll definitely try to check that out later. Fun fact, IC 6251 is the only IC locomotive that's still owned by CN that uses white striping on the ICS. Others were changed to the yellow striping. Yeah. All right. Yes, Elizabeth is doing well. Thank you for asking. She is going to be a whole 5 months old here, or 4 months old in a couple of days here. So, Patrick, what else have you got for timestamps with us?
I didn't have any prepared. I'm just checking the Iron Range or the Missabe board right now, just looking for other things.
Yeah, did you say there's a northbound lined up at Carson's that we might see here pretty soon?
Yes, there is. That'll be here in about 10 minutes.
All right. Well, let's go down and see if we can find that timestamp from that Buddy Burton gave us at Port Byron.
There's also apparently in Carroll, there's a low ram rail grinder at 2051.
Oh, okay. Well, that would certainly be interesting to check out as well. Let's see here. 1758. 1718. This is definitely one of these don't blink, you might miss it.
Right.
We gotta nail this one right on the nose, or we're not gonna find what we're looking for. Oh, I went too far. All right, back it up. 1803. There's a bicyclist. Couple of them actually.
Ready for Ragbri.
Training for Ragbri. That's probably right. For those of you who are not native to the state of Iowa, the Register's annual great bicycle ride across Iowa, Ragbri. Yes, they go from the Missouri River to the Mississippi River. So 1758-20, and this will be, if we advance here just a few seconds, we're going to find
have any clips from Port Byron of the flooding that happened a few weeks ago?
We do have some. Oh, here it is. We do have some from Muscatine where the flooding was very, very obvious.
Right, and obviously Fort Madison too was pretty
bad. So one flat car, string of tanks. Actually, this is quite the long nitron train. Covered hopper, more tanks. Interesting. So yeah, this is probably the longest nitron train that I've seen in years. This guy just keeps going. They've got about 3 customers up there on the end of the nitron line. One of them is a 3M plant, but another one does the loading for these anhydrous tanks, I think is what they are as well.
Looks kind of like LPG tankers.
Yeah, that could be too. Yep. All right. Well, thank you for the timestamp, buddy.
This might be a historic amount of length here.
It might really be. Like I say, I don't know the last time that we've seen a nitron train that long, but that was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So do we have a timestamp for the Lorm Grinder?
Yeah, so it's 2051 on Carroll.
2051. Double high greens. Oop, I clicked way back too far. And I believe we're going to see the Lorm Grinder coming around the curve toward the camera if I've got the... Oh, this is 2049. Well, we're going to see something coming. But it is moving very, very slow. But maybe that's because he's grinding. Nothing quite as exciting as seeing the sparks fly. So, what else have we got here? Who else is in the chat? M. Murphy, Santa Fe fan. M. Detmer, Mike Detmers. 1701 Chris, you're new here and you love it. Fantastic. We are happy to hear that. Jack, be quick. So is this actually... Yeah, this is our Lorm Grinder. It absolutely is. And he is just kind of casually making his way down the main line, heading east in this case.
Sure, he's not holding anyone up with that.
I don't see any sparks flying off of, like, it doesn't look like he's grinding.
No, it doesn't look like it.
I think he's just moving really, really slow.
I mean, those can't move very fast anyway.
Right. So, I guess something to watch for if you want to look for him by Belle Plaine or Grand Mound later on. You might be able to find this Lorm Grinder continuing eastward. All right. Oh, Barry Anderson chimed in. He says they're LP tank cars. So thank you, Barry. Appreciate that.
Train is coming up on Munger right now.
All right. Well, let's jump back over to Munger then. That would be...
I believe it to be another loaded limestone train.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is exactly what it is.
Looks like...
And what set do we have here?
Tunnel motor, I believe, and then 2 SD40s.
Yeah. I feel like the limestone is piled up significantly higher on this train.
Yeah, they tend to do that.
These are like little mountains of limestone, where the other ones were kind of more flat.
Right.
You know, I was just thinking, when those Lorm grinders go by, usually they're spraying water when they're actually grinding. If he had been spraying water when he went by... Oh, we just switched to night vision. If he had been spraying water when he went by, he would have sprayed the camera. So... let's see here. HO scale, Larry Osborne. Manifest through Mount Pleasant at 2052. That's actually fairly rare. We need to go look that up. How often do we actually see a manifest through Mount Pleasant? Usually it's loaded coal train, empty coal train, loaded coal train, empty coal train, and amtrak. So let's go check out...
Well, I mean, they get the, what is it?
The Gal DMO train goes through
Lincoln
there.
trains.
Yes. What was our, let's see here, 2052. So we don't have to go back too far. But yeah, it is really kind of rare anymore to get just straight manifest traffic going through Mount Pleasant. Now, I do realize that a couple weeks ago they ran some detours through Mount Pleasant that would have normally been routed over the Aurora sub and St. Croix sub, that instead went via the Ottumwa sub and the Creston sub instead. But yes, let's see here. Oh, a three-way meet at Fort Madison at 11:17.
Ooh, I'll have to check that out.
I think that'll be the next thing we're going to go to. Thanks for the heads up there, M. Murphy. Definitely appreciate that. Let's see here. We've got Jeeper Preacher. Yep, Buddy Burton. Oh, 12:58 at Carroll. All right. Mid-Iowa Rails. Andrew. Yes, business is booming at 3M. Absolutely. And then Barry Anderson says those were LP tank cars. Yes, Brian Rock Rail fan, hello. And let's jump over to this timestamp at Fort Madison and see the three-way meet. Because how many places are you going to see a three-way meet to begin with, right?
Right.
This is a fairly rare occurrence to begin with. Oh, well, we found a Z train anyway. Not what we were looking for, but interesting nonetheless. All right, 11:22. And here comes our three-way meet. So we have a westbound coming off the bridge. And then we have a also a K-line train, an empty coal train, heading toward Burlington. If you go and look, you could probably find him by the Mount Pleasant and Ottumwa cams later in the day. And where's our third train? Well, we may have to wait a little bit here, but always nice to see. Let's see here. So we've got, looks like piles of sugar. Yes. Three-way meet at Fort Madison. Ryan Winan, how are you doing? Just posted another Carroll timestamp, 12:58:50. KCS power. Gray Ghost second out. Interesting. All right. Thank you, Buddy Burton. Looks like piles of sugar from the distance. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Patrick, would you like to do a refrain of spoonful of sugar for us?
What?
You're not paying any attention, are you?
I was just looking for more trains on Munger.
Yes, somebody said that the Limestone Train looked like piles of sugar.
That it does. If you get, well, you have obviously rotating dolomite and limestone, so
right.
Half of it does, half of it's more, I don't know, like rock salt or something.
Yeah, I mean, some of it is crushed up pretty fine, for sure.
It is, yeah.
And so that's why I was asking if you wanted to do a refrain of spoonful of sugar for us.
Maybe.
Maybe? Nah, that's not necessary.
You also get the ore trains, which are Cocoa Puffs.
Yes. Cuckoo for ore trains. Absolutely. How many pop culture references can we get in here tonight?
Too many.
Too many?
We also, so during my time on the Iron Range, we figured out that to have, just for an example, a 20-ounce bottle that you would get, like an Aquafina bottle, to get a 20-ounce bottle full of ore pellets would be about 25 cents.
Oh.
So, it's a bit less than I figured, but...
One of the things that I noticed, then, admittedly, I had never been to Duluth before last summer, all right, when I first scouted out these locations. And one of the things that kind of surprised me was seeing all of the ore pellets that are literally jammed into the rail at every single crossing.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess that I just didn't really understand how much of how prevalent that traffic is up there. And then, watching on the webcam, obviously.
Right.
Let's see here. P5 horn on the tunnel motor. That's right. Yes, Luke. Absolutely. Great
Missabe
camera
was
placement.
pretty well known for their P5s.
What's that?
Missabe was pretty well known for their P5s. If you get a, not so much anymore because they're either all, like fouled or been replaced with another horn, or they've been stolen.
Yes.
Which was the case of 215.
Mm-hmm.
But you get like one of those tunnel motors, and they just have fantastic P5s on them.
Yes. Well, our third train of the meet showed up. So we now have officially a three-way meet. We have two container trains, one eastbound, one westbound, plus the empty coal train going up the K line. So, 3-way meet in Fort Madison this morning. Yes, great camera placement at Munger. Thank you, Jack. This was absolutely the work of Evan Weber, by the way. He's not on here with us tonight, but he was the one who got me the contact info for the owners of the bar and initiated the whole conversation with getting them on board with hosting a webcam, and really couldn't be more pleased with how it turned out. So, let's see here. What else have we got? Is it always the same numbers at Munger, or where the exchanges come from, as I never see them through Nina? All right, so Lodestone. The answer is that there's captive traffic at Munger that goes by Munger, and all it's literally doing is going from the docks, the ore docks at Duluth, to the mines that are outside of Virginia and kind of up in that area. And so you get the overhead traffic that you see going back and forth by Stevens Point and Nina, but you also have these short haul moves that are literally just going by on the Missabe sub, and they only make these 40-50 mile runs back and forth. Is that about right, Patrick?
Yeah, that is about right. I think the northernmost point for a train to go to a mine would be 76.7, which is Minorca Junction.
Yep.
And those only get limestone trains on the Missabe, because all the old ore trains that go to Minorca are from Two Harbors.
Madison Bridge over.
Yeah, and we don't see any of the Two Harbors traffic that goes by Munger. That's actually on a totally separate line.
Right. Which I think, honestly, for the amount of traffic that the Two Harbors line gets, it's not really worth the webcam, because you have the 3 or so Mintac trains a day. You have maybe one Minorca train a day. They don't run a whole lot of ore to Minorca. It's not a very active mine compared to Mintac or Thunderbird. And then you get the MRF, which only runs out of Two Harbors now.
Right. Get caught up on our comments here. Let's see. Michael Richmond, how are you doing? Yes, a little bit late, but no problem. Happy to see you. Jeff Pleamer, thanks for checking in, buddy. Marquette, if you watch long enough. Well, are you talking about the city of Marquette, or are you talking about the Marquette sub? Are we looking for a train on the Marquette sub? Because we have both, but we don't have a webcam in Marquette. So, Michael Richmond, yes, hello. K-Line, 53 people watching. That's right. And thanks to the Lost Duck. Thank you for the Munger Tavern for hosting. What was the other? Oh, and our private host in Port Byron, who has the site there for us. So thank you to everyone for doing that. Four-way meet in Marquette right now. I gotcha. Well, we don't have a webcam in Marquette, so we can't see that. But thanks for the heads up. What else do we have? Another Carroll timestamp. 12:58:50. Let's go check that out.
We do also have a question from Lodestone. So what shop fixes these on 92, 181 day, etc.? So from what I understand, a lot of the locomotives in the Proctor pool will get shopped at Proctor, because what the Missabe had was pretty good for fixing up EMD power, because that's what they primarily use. So all of the tunnel motors, at least to my knowledge, will stay in Proctor to get shopped. But then obviously 215 for some reason goes up to Winnipeg, and of course everyone has their 92-day freak out, like, oh no, it's going to get scrapped now, this time. It's for real, guys. But really, it's just, it's going to get inspection.
Yeah, that is an every 3-month occurrence. So let's see here.
Looks like our Steelton Hill northbound on the Missabe is an oil train.
Oh, okay.
I
Let's
mean,
go
if you
through.
want to show it, it's just 3 GVos, but still something.
Here's our KCS leader. We've got a Southern Belle and a Gray Ghost going eastbound by Carroll. Oh, and it's with a KCS. Oh, this is interesting. This is a unit KCS grain train. Well, this is absolutely fascinating. Because, so this makes me ask a question of myself where, if this is a unit KCS grain train, right? KCS hoppers, KCS power, going eastbound, and I can't tell for sure, but I'm guessing the springs are down, that these are all loaded. So is this going to go to Des Moines and then go south to get interchanged over to the CPKC at Canoke Yard? It's possible. But I don't think I've ever seen a move quite like this before.
I'm definitely not the person to talk to about that.
But yeah, this is a solid, solid KCS grain train on the Union Pacific. Fascinating.
I will say, I can't remember if the train I shot last year with 4009 leading was a KCS grain train. I just remember seeing a KCS hopper on it.
Okay. I think we have another one right here. We'll just check out another timestamp since we're at Carroll. Thank you to the Carroll Chamber of Commerce for graciously hosting us in this fine webcam location. And let's just, here we go. Oh, this one's got a BNSF leader. Man, I almost wish the UP one was the leader. This might be the only time I ever say that. So this is fascinating because this, oh, there are some, all right. Well, there's quite a bit of, so the CHTT and CMO are UP reporting marks. But I have seen a couple of private hoppers go by, and I think I saw a BNSF wagon wheel go by. But this certainly looks like a UP loaded grain train that somehow ended up with a BNSF leader on it. Very strange.
That's what it looks to be, yeah.
So as this train is rolling by, we have, oh, where did we go here? I lost my place. Oh. We got to go back a little ways. Yes, thanks to the Lost Duck. Currently a 4-way meet in Marquette right now. Thank you, Jeff Kleemer. Buck 50 draws on Wednesday night at the Lost Duck. Absolutely. Go check it out. And the scanner radio traffic that we hear, yes, that's the big selling point, right? We're Steel Highway. We cater to rail fans, and we have scanner radios, so you can know what's going on. So let's
okay, Noah, thank you for correcting me. I guess most of the EMDs do go to Winnipeg now.
Okay. Well, we're going to jump down here to Griffith and take a look at a couple of highlights. Oh, we got to go back just a wee bit further here. All right. Gates are down and we are... Yeah, here comes our... This is the power set I was looking for. All right. So we've got a pair of IC SD70s in the lead. The 1019 and the 1034, followed by a GT Jeep and a UPAC 4400 or UP Gevo, one of the two.
Looks like an AC-44.
Yeah.
I must be new to this, or at least I haven't checked Griffith, because I don't remember the camera from the other angle.
Oh yeah, this is something that just got added. Within the last week for sure. And the opposite angle allows you to peek through the trees and see the Kirkyard Y.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty nice little addition that we've had. Thank you to our hosts at the Griffith Historical Society also for making this camera location possible and really just doing a lot of tinkering and really continuous improvement, trying to make this camera better. So, as we go back to wondering about a Marquette camera in the future. So when Evan Weber and I were on our way up to Duluth back on the beginning of the month, we did drive through Marquette and we did identify a potential webcam location. And because Marquette is going to be the north end, at least the current north end of the CTC system, I do expect there will be a webcam and an ATCS server up there at some point. However, we have not yet gotten to that time yet. But I don't know if we found a place. That's all I can say. We found a place, and maybe they'll host and maybe they won't. But we can always hope, right? But yes, Buddy Burton, I would love to have a camera in Marquette as well. Let's see here. That was the question that you answered about the shopping out the EMDs. A live train cam in Duluth. So a lot of the locations in Duluth have already been taken. There's actually an outfit that has just literally Duluth web cameras. And if you search on YouTube, you can find them. But a lot of the locations are already in Duluth. And I contacted the depot in Two Harbors because they have a webcam with this Duluth outfit also. And they said, no, we're not going to put up a second webcam. So, unfortunately, that is not an option. Markham is an EMD shop if you want to watch Griffith in and out. That's absolutely right. Southeast Iowa Railfans. Hello, guys. Good to see you tonight. Let's see here. Yes, CB Casey's running the 180s and 181s, so you're seeing those down in Missouri. Somebody caught a meet of them at Let's. Was it this morning? I think Andy Brown was out there. Definitely saw some photos of that this morning. Ain't afraid of no ghost. That's right, a gray ghost. The Nacional de Mexico hoppers on the KCS Grainers. Yes, the rails are singing. That was referring to the train going around the curve there at Carroll. And it looks like we need to find another timestamp. But you know what? We're just going to, because Griffith is such a gold mine, we're just going to back up a little bit further on the Griffith camera and see what else we've got going here. So this is an eastbound, but he's going around the south, like the Joliet Y, I think is what it's called. And a pair of GEs. One of those, of course, being a City Rail unit waiting for new paint. And it looks like we have a manifest going that direction. Getting off of the Madison sub and getting onto the South Bend sub. So, what else? What else do we have here for comments? Oh my, the comments are really piling in. We got 55 people watching us live. Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. absolutely appreciate the support. So let's see here. Lodestone, yes. SD40s is not common. One a month if we're lucky, sure. Yeah, I believe that. And then Buddy Burton, Noah, good to see you. John Bulio. KCS got the former Katie rights on the MP in the Omaha area. Yes. And I was aware of that, but I just have not seen a grain train, a KCS grain train, going by Carroll before. I mean, maybe someone can correct me that maybe this is a common move, but the BNSF led train took the spine through Iowa Falls. Okay, well that's good to know. Answer your question: if that grain train was westbound, more likely headed for Des Moines and southbound, going back to CPK. No, because if it was going westbound, it would be going away from Des Moines. So I don't know if that would make any sense. Lots of new cars. Winnipeg, 9 months of winter and 3 months of bad ice. Yeah, that's one of those things. Since when has there been a second camera at Griffith? We were just talking about that. Yes, and yes, we do love Griffith. B&H Productions. Hello, Eric. Westbound 1810 Z train at Belle Plaine with a BNSF H1. All right, well, maybe we can check that out. That can certainly be something else that we look for here. Ian, Trains of Minnesota, good to see you. And Lodestone, Patrick Shea, B&H. I think that we are... You model HO cars after what you see in Griffith. Well, that's great. Tyler, good to see you. Better late than never. That is absolutely right. Good to see you here tonight. Buddy Burton stayed home to get a new patio door installed. All right. A439 with a Dash 8 Duo Munger 1827 camera time. All right. Will you ever have a live camera where you can see Metro trains go by? Well, I would love to have a live camera where Metro goes by, because there would be about 1,000 moves every day by that camera. So all I can tell you is, well, you know, wait and see. If one comes up, I'm certainly not going to tell them no. Any other camera locations on the Iowa Interstate besides Grinnell and West Liberty? Central Iowa Rail Productions. Not at this time. I don't have any other planned. I would love to have a camera in downtown Davenport, but I've not been able to find a host location. And I do think that there would be a lot of value in having a camera between Silvis and Bureau as another great example. But nothing has panned out so far. M302 passing. This went by Munger last night. All right. Iowa Northern at Manly at 1520. SD70M Trio yesterday on the B&P. Yeah. Trying to railfan the Minneapolis Junction. All right. That's a great place up there in the Twin Cities. A lot of traffic there. Twin City Western, CPKC, NP Heritage Hopper on Monday. I believe that. Yeah. Minneapolis Junction, I believe, is very close to where the 261 Steam Crew has their, where they have their steam shops also. And let's see here. Let's find another. We're going to go over. Somebody gave me a timestamp for Belle Plaine. So we're going to get that loaded up here quick. Where was the timestamp that I saw? 1810 with a Z train at Belle Plaine. Let's check that out. Oh, we didn't quite go back far enough. All a lot of power on this. And there is that BNSF H1. Nice catch. The UP engines all look pretty ratty looking flags there on the long hood. But yeah, westbound Z train going by Belle Plaine on the Union Pacific Clinton sub. And thank you to our host at the Belle Plaine Area Museum for allowing us to have a camera at this fine location. So, let's look at some more comments here. West-facing camera at Grinnell is still down. Yes, I need to go out there and investigate. I'm guessing that camera got destroyed by the baseball-sized hail a week ago in Grinnell. So that is very possible. Anthony Venti. Isles at Springfield, Illinois would be a good camp. Yep, Guyard, that would be another good one. Yes, that's 100% correct. To the guy who models cars, cheer. Yes. Let Tom cook. What is it you want me to cook?
UP detector, milepost 117.1.
Yeah, just a guess about the grain train. Right. So when trains are coming toward the camera at Carroll, just to give you a little bit of orientation, that would be going toward Des Moines. That's eastbound. Going away from the camera at Carroll would be going westbound, so that'd be going away from Des Moines. Yes, Isles is what he meant. That is Mary Wright. Hello, good to see you. Let's see here. Did manage to get the UP military move at Sunset and Fairfax. Nice job, Buddy Burton. Was that today? It was. I guess I didn't even know if there was a UP military train. Follow-up question. What about along the western part of the Iowa Interstate having a webcam? Well, that is a great question. I actually talked to the people at the depot in Atlantic, and they 100% shot me down. They were not interested in having a webcam at all on their property. So, Atlantic, unfortunately, is one of the few places where you could even have a webcam out that direction. As we're going to get an eastbound Union Pacific train going across the Clinton sub this time. So, yeah, I certainly would not be opposed to having a webcam on the west end of the Iowa Interstate. It's always a problem of trying to find. It's always a problem of trying to find hosts that are willing to allow me to put up the camera equipment. All right. So let's take a look here and see. William Clare, hello. Daniel Swanson, yep. Yeah, Mid-Iowa Rails, that's exactly right. There aren't that many potential hosts at locations between Des Moines and Council Bluffs. Yes. Andrew, you're right on top of it. Thank you so much. CP2816 to worry about a foam fest over down here on the KCS in July. Well, if that ends up happening, I will be very excited as well. I would love to see the 2816 come down from Eastern Iowa, that's for sure. Over under at Munger with 439 at 1826. All right, that's interesting.
5520 from Mount 104.1.
Northbound potash at Neenah. No fertilizer. We all have no fertilizer. We all have no food. That's right. Well, that potash train at 1754. Maybe we can check that out. Oh, keep cooking up great cameras. Got it. Let's see here.
That meet in Munger is the one with that Gaucher duo on the northbound.
All right. Well, maybe we can go over and check that out next once we're done rolling this grain train by. I feel like this might be the same grain train that we saw go by Carroll, but it had some of the power taken off maybe at Boone.
Could be.
I'm not sure, but if it is, then they took off that BNSF leader.
106.9, small pole 107.1.
What else?
15 MPH on main track 1. No flags are displayed over.
Chasing that thing as far south as Dubuque or the Quad Cities, yes, when the 2816 runs. Omaha, Nebraska, get a live camera? That would be a great location also, certainly. All right, let's go back over to Munger and check out this over-under on the Monger Camera. We have 58 people checking us out live. Thank you so much for everybody who has tuned in today. All right. 18. Oh, well, look at this. I bumped it back right into. How fortunate is that? This looks like an empty ore train, except it's apparently got one load. One or two loads of limestone in there? No, this has got to be a ballast train. And look at all those T4s.
What timestamp?
This is 1643, which is actually 1743 because it's an hour behind. These have got to be ballast cars.
No, that's definitely ballast, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think, those are not the cars that they use for all rail trains, so that would be my guess.
Right. Well, you can see, now looking a little closer, it's got the side dumps on it also.
Yeah. Well, they do use the side dumps for limestone, so...
Oh, okay.
But normally they would not use those types of cars for limestone.
So this is just, it's a loaded ballast train on the head end of a manifest, actually. All right, let's see here. Yesterday, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, so this train is M345.
It is. All right. Well, that makes perfect sense then. Great video from a few years ago, snowing 261 pulling North Pearl Express at St. Paul Union Depot. All right. Potential rail cam along the spine line south of Nevada. Yeah, you know, that would be somewhere between Nevada and Polo, for sure. Mary writes, someone told me to come find yous. All right, well, I'm glad you found us. Thank you very much for being here. Stewart, Iowa or Menlo, Iowa? You know, Stewart is the one that I have not taken the time to contact yet. But, that's the one that I have thought of. That, like, you know, that could probably work. But unfortunately, I just don't have a chance to follow up with as many of these things as I would like to. Canadian gold, for the love of potash, yes. Thank you, Henry. That is absolutely. All right, what was our timestamp for the over/under on? 1826. All right.
Yeah, 1826. I believe. Let me look here. That'll be U756 southbound. And then A439 northbound.
All right. Well.
And while we're mentioning that, thank you to everyone for the Munger train log. It's actually really, really helpful for me.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've got a Munger train log going. We've got a Griffith train log. We've got, Iowa Falls, Cedar Falls Junction. We've got the Clinton sub train logs. We've got a lot of them going. All right, so there's the overhead on the Grainy Hut sub going by. And then I'm guessing that the northbound is going to show up here pretty soon. I did see that Evan Weber caught an actual head end over under. So that was pretty cool. I think I see headlights. Maybe? I thought I saw something reflecting off the ballast, but maybe not. I could be imagining things. It's really not quite dark enough to be seeing headlights yet, I suppose.
The northbound is at 1829.
Oh, okay. Well, let's jump ahead a little bit. We can actually hear him whistling. There he goes. 1828. So 1829 by the time he gets up to the camera. Yeah, I believe that. And I thought at first that this guy had a... No, I thought at first he might have had a dash 8 liter, but he does not. Sad day.
You sure?
Oh, yeah, he does.
It's the duo of them that someone in the chat was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
It's the, let's see, 2029 and 2004.
Well,
get these things while you can, because, you know, rumor has it they'll be going away at some point in the near future.
Let's see here. So as I look through the comments, just trying to get caught up here again. Yes, the camera is an hour behind, and I just need to take the time to get in there and update the camera time again, because it seems to keep falling back an hour no matter how hard I try. Lennox, Illinois. Great camera spot. The problem is property ownership. Well, yes, that would probably be a problem, yes. Yes, for track maintenance. Working on some action on the Freeport sub, alright. Dakota Play Z3. Thank you for putting a cam in my home in Tumblr. I was wondering if you guys ever plan on putting a cam up at Midwest Central Railroad during the time when they're open. I have not really. It is kind of a fascinating little operation that they have there at Old Threshers. As we see another CN train with a long string of center beam flats going back to Canada to be loaded. Fort Madison train log. That would be good. Little bit of everything. Have to refresh once in a while. Yes. Old ex-CNW power. That is absolutely right. Live train cam in Boone, Iowa. That would be interesting. I've often thought that Ames would be a better location than Boone. But, you know, if I find the right location for a webcam, I'd certainly be open to it. Yes, the CN draws a crowd. Wait till November, then it'll be the correct time. That's right. That is absolutely right. Okay, so we have the end of our over-under that's just completed. And we're going to go find one more roll by, and then we're going to call this a night. Do you have anything else to offer there, Patrick?
I do not.
All right. I'm going to go over to this Neenah highlight. We're going to find a train at Neenah. I do not remember the time that Henry put in there for the potash train. But
I do actually if I can find it here. There's a train on the Missabe at 1728.
Oh, yeah? Oh, hang on a second.
It has one of the really nice power sets that I caught a couple times when I was up there.
I found one of the J Jeeps, the 703, working at the yard in Neenah. So that was worth the price of admission right there. And then we're gonna back this up further, and I think that I found the potash train at 1754. I believe this is right. It's got a CN 100 in here. And we've got the 3260 and 3894 going north at Neenah, Wisconsin. And an empty potash train going back to Western Canada to be loaded again. Yeah, 1754. We found it. Thank you, Buddy Burton. The only J Jeep still wearing orange. That's right. And we found it in Neenah. So, thank you to our private host in Neenah, Wisconsin for allowing us this fantastic view of the Canadian National in this area. All right. Way to change the cam time through TeamViewer session. Is it done through the console itself? Yeah, it can be changed. You have to go into the web browser and actually type in the IP address to change the time. Best spot for a cam on the Marshall sub. Garrettson, South Dakota. Trackside gas station. Could talk with one of the local gas stations. Thank you, Brandon Karstensen. It's like the most popular engine. I feel like there always has two people chasing it. Yes, that's right. So, all right. Well, as this potash train rolls by, we do have a couple of announcements to make here at the end of the program. Next week, if all goes according to plan, we will have a Clinton, Iowa webcam operating a week from tomorrow, actually. On Thursday, May 25th, I'm going to be out there installing a webcam. And then sometime after that, and maybe in the next couple of weeks, we should have a webcam at Mount Vernon, Iowa, as well, at the Highway 1 railroad crossing. So, thank you to the Clinton County Historical Society for being willing to host the webcam in Clinton, Iowa. We're going to be along the CPKC main, north of 5th Street, Clinton, but you will be able to look out across the channel and see the Union Pacific drawbridge as well. And then thank you to E-Train for getting us the host location and initiating contact with the potential host there in Mount Vernon. And I'm really excited for that location as well. And it actually is kind of perfect. It's just about halfway between our existing webcams in Belle Plaine and Grand Mount. So it's going to be a really nice location. Aside from that, that's really all I've got. Patrick, have you got anything else to share with us tonight?
I do not.
All right. Well, definitely appreciate you tuning in with us. All I believe we had a high of 58 people watching tonight. Thank you so much for everyone who tuned in. And we are definitely going to call it a night. Patrick, thank you for being on, co-hosting with me, and we will be back next Wednesday at 9 p.m. So everyone have a fantastic evening.
Good night.